So fresh and shiny. Check that out. Look at this one. The kangaroos are really shining in the sun compared to a normal coin. So we'll check this coin roll out right here. So that's what they normally look like, and that is nice. So it's probably a fairly recent coin, and it could be a special design. Oh, got a bit of a tear here. That's not where it's usually supposed to be open from, but we'll go from there, and we'll try and figure it out. Is it this end? No, it's the other end that's got the shiny one, so we'll get straight to that. It could be, I was going to say it could be a Bluey's coin, but no, it couldn't because it's got the kangaroos. But this one here, 2024 $1 coin. There we go, that's cool. Kangaroos. I'll just check the coin value list to see what these ones are worth. $2 to $8 is a recent selling price range on these coins right there. So that's pretty cool. Great little start. We'll go through the rest of them and see what we can find. So let's do this. Sir Charles Kingsford Smith. I made a lot of those ones, so let them go unless they're in really good condition. There is a different design to on the Sir Charles Kingsford Smith. There's two different designs. One was a collector coin that you would very rarely, hardly ever see in circulation, but sometimes I have found one or two myself in circulation. So it is worth just having a bit of a look at it because it's a different type of design. Still has Sir Charles Kingsford Smith and a plane on it, but look a little bit different. Here we go. We'll check this one out. Check for rotations. Worth a fair bit if it is. Ooh, not rotated. Not rotated. Just check that again. Is the coin up a little bit? So when you hold it at the top and the bottom, so everything's upright, and then you turn it around, 3 o'clock is where the nose is supposed to be. Yeah, that's pretty much 3 o'clock, so we'll continue on. But if it did have a rotation, if the queen's nose ended up being pointing to a different direction, a recent selling price range on those, $45 to $89. Checking carefully, those 2016s can have some of those errors we look for. 1998, so there you go, just the one on the end of the roll, nice and shiny, which is a bit of a giveaway. And yes, the King Charles 2024 $1 coin from 2024 Mob of Roos. Good luck with your searches. Hopefully you find some of those. Mate. Vegemite $2 coins. $5 to $12 is a recent selling price range for these coloured $2 coins. They're from 2023 and there's 1 million of each of these different coloured designs produced. So there you go. Keep an eye out for them because you might find them in your chains. This is the yellow one right here. It's got the tub of Vegemite in there. Very Aussie piece of condiment. Would you call it a condiment? I'm not too sure. Whack it on your toast and away you go. Love it. I love it myself. There we go. I like it. We've got a roll of $2 coins to search through here. We'll see if we can snag one of those to add to the collection. Hopefully you've been having a great day. It's the weekend, so hopefully have a great weekend. Let's do this. Those coin value lists available through the link in my account by clicking my profile picture and the link below the Australian flag. And it's August, so the latest August lists are available. I'm just checking this one out here because it's a little bit shiny, so let's check it out. 2024 King Charles. So that'll be on the list. There we go, King Charles. We'll check the price out on these. Just finding it here. King Charles, $4.50 to $9.50 for that particular coin right there. So we're off to a good little start. Let's see if we can snag something else in this lot. Maybe a little bit closer. Let's come out a little bit. There we go. See if we can get any of the coloured $2 coins or any of the low mintage dates. There we go. That's a low mintage date, the 1998. Just check it on the list here. So we've got $3 to $25.75 is the recent selling price range on those. So put that one aside. 2012 with the Aboriginal Elder. There's 3 different designs produced for circulation. One is a gold poppy, another is a red poppy, very rare red coloured poppy 2012 coin, and this standard design. So all of them are worth a little bit more to coin collectors. I'll just check the prices on this one here. $3 to $28.50 for the Aboriginal Elder version of the 2012. Got a couple, got a few, got 3 standard issue coins, just low mintage dates so far. This one here has got a bit of a partial double rim, and it's a fairly significant one because it goes from about here all the way around to about there. So that's more than halfway around. So that's a fair way, and it's struck a little bit off center. That's what happens. It's relatively common on the $2 coins. See, it's pretty narrow on this side, and because it's narrow on that side, it's fatter on this side, and it creates that double rim effect. So interesting. I might hold on to that one just because of how significant it is. Last one there. So we've got 4 keepers from that lot. Let's check these ones out right here. So we've got the 2024, we've got the 2012, we've got the 1998, and we've got the coin that struck off center, which creates that partial double rim that goes a long way around. So that's pretty cool. Valuable one, the red poppy, up to $450 is a recent selling price range on those coins. 2012 coin, it's on the latest August coin value lists. So it comes with all the different denominations of 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, 50 cent, $2, all the low mintage coins and the main era coins you can look for and find. Lists of all of those with recent selling price ranges. We've got the colored, all the colored $2 coins and the main era coins you can look for. Pictures of all of those on the lists. And this month it comes with the 1 cent and 2 cent prices and stats information pack, which is really popular. So through the link in my account, if you're after the August coin value lists and that 1 cent and 2 cent prices and stats, definitely keep your eye out for coins like this, the Red Poppy 2012. Very nice. Now I do like a 50 cent coin search. We've got a roll right here. It's partially ripped, so we're going to get into this one straight away, see what we've got. And I think it's a 1998, which will be a Bass and Flinders coin. So we'll just pry that one out right there. Bass and Flinders, they made a fair few of these, so unless they're in really good condition, I'll let them go. And actually, they're not on the coin value list because of the amount they made. So the list focus on the low mintage dates and the main era coins to look for and the prices of all of those. So the recent selling prices of those coins. If you're interested, through the link in my account by clicking my profile picture and the link below the Australian flag. Let's do this. Let's see if we can snag a 50 cent coin to add to the collection right about now. So... oh, these ones here, you can get a little bit of a blob of metal on the helmet or on the bottom of the robe. I'll just get my little toothpick to point out where to look. So the bottom of the robe down here, you can get a blob of metal. This one doesn't have it. Or you can get a blob on the top of the helmet. So those two things, it's a 2005 50 cent coin. So keep your eye out for those two little things if you see that coin somewhere. Well, this one, cool. 2024 King Charles coat of arms, which is this... this design right here. Just check the list, because that'll be on the list. King Charles, $1.50 to $5 is a recent selling price range on these particular ones, so that's pretty cool. These ones here, you checked in the back of the kangaroo here to see if there's any extra jaggedy little bits there. It's called a Ruzilla or a Godzilla if you can find that. And it's a 2001 coin. If you can find the 2001 with the extra bits of metal down the back, I'll just find it on the list here. $7 to $20 is a recent selling price range on those. There we go. 75. You look for the 72s, 73s, and 74s. 2014, we look for a little bit of a crop circle, a circle type feature in this little void right there. That one doesn't have it. 2018, that's a bit of a lower mintage year. So this coin here, just the coat of arms like that. What do we got price-wise on these? We've got $2.10 to $7.50. Put that aside. Another 2014, we'll check for the crop circles. Yeah, not seeing any circle type design in that little void over there. Oh, here we go. The koala, the wombat, and the cockatoo. So this is the student design from 2004. Yeah, 2004. Prices on these. Let's check it out. $1.50 to $10. Put that aside. This is what I like about the 50 cent coins. There's so many different designs. Throws it away. But there's so many different designs. Some of them they made a lot of. But it's just interesting because there's so many different things to come across and see. This one here could be the double bar. So behind the emu's head, two little lines of metal. One there and one there. That's the double bar. So 1980 double bar. What do we got price-wise? $2 to $35. Put it aside. And the last coin here at 1998. So that's another one of those Bass and Flinders coins right there. Let's have a look. What have we put aside? We've put aside 4. 4 coins from that lot right there. The student design, we've got the 2018, we've got the 2024 King Charles coin, and we've got the 1980 double bar. Cool. Good luck with your searches. Oh, I've hit the jackpot of $1 coins, the donation dollar. Check this one out. Let's zoom in. Woo! No, not really. They made a lot of these. However, they only made, these are the only coloured $1 coins produced for circulation. They made about 25 million across 2 years, so they're not rare. Usually a few dollars over face value they can sell to coin collectors. We'll get this one out of the roll and we'll check it to see which year it is. So it's either going to be in 2020 or 2021. They produce them over those 2 years. So let's get in this one. We've got the coin value list ready to go and we can check the values. It's available through the link in my account if you're interested in that. But let's see what we've got. Oh, there's one about there too that is pretty shiny. So it might be a fairly new coin there as well. So let's get the detail on these. The donation dollar. This one's a 2021, so a recent selling price range on these, $1.80 to $15, although usually just a couple of dollars because they made 12.9 million in 2021, sorry, and in 2020 they made 12.5 million, so they made sort of one for every citizen of Australia, and at that point in time anyway. So there you go, put it aside, and we'll check this one out straight away. We'll get to this one. It looks like... that? I thought it was a special coin on this side, but 2023, this is the first year of the King Charles effigy. These were the first Australian coins put into circulation with King Charles effigy on them. So let's check the prices on these ones here. So 2023 King Charles, $2 to $7 on those. That's pretty cool. Let's go through the rest of them. We'll see what we've got. Might be a little bit close. We'll just get a little bit of zoom out. Actually, we might come back in to see if we can find a spewroo or a backpack or any of these sorts of little areas you can find on the coins too. So usually get the question, what do I use to zoom in? So I've got an Apple iPhone 16. So just zoom in with that so I can see the details. Here we go, 2017 Anzac coin. That's a low mintage coin. So just find on the list here. So $2 to $12, 1.9 million of these coins were produced with from the 2017. So I'll put that one aside. That's pretty cool. What's going on here? So that, I don't know if that's just been scratched. Probably is. It could be a little bit of lamination, I suppose, in the metal, but it looks like it's just scratched actually just looking at those marks there. So probably not lamination. Oh, 2015. We'll check for a missing leg on this kangaroo over here. Not a missing leg. So we'll continue on. Oh, another 2015. Check it again. So I'll just point that out for people who are fairly new. So the third kangaroo down, 1, 2, 3. The leg underneath the belly through here, sometimes it's missing on the 2015 coins. We can see it there on this one, but when it's missing, it's worth a little bit more to coin collectors. So $2 to $5 is a recent selling price range. If you can find a missing leg, find something that's missing. This is a 2015 again, so we'll check this one. Yep, seeing that leg as well. Concentrating, trying to find those errors. 2017. Just looking. Last coin, this one here, but from that little lot, we've got 3 keepers, which is really, really cool. So we've got a donation dollar, put it aside, nice. We've got a 2023 King Charles, pretty shiny mob of roos. Just check to see if there's any errors across the top. No, not really, but King Charles, Charlie Boy, so 2023, and got the Anzac coin from 2017. So 3 keepers. Good luck with your searches. Hopefully you find some cool coins like that. Awesome. Australian 10-cent coins to search for. 1985 is a really good one to look for. And check this one out here. This one's very shiny. Nice little 10-cent coin at the end of this roll. That is a lyrebird, an Australian creature, which is really, really cool, actually. So let's get that coin out of this roll and see what it is. And we might add it to the collection, and it might be worth a lot more than just 10 cents. So we'll talk about that if it is. Hopefully you've been having a great day, and those coin value lists are available through the link in my account. If you're after those, we'll get the bag into position, and we'll get the right zoom, and check the date. The dates are usually the key. So 2010... Fairly nice. I'll put it aside, but it's a high mintage year, the 2010. What you do want is the 2011. That's probably the lowest mintage standard issue 10-cent coin, the 2011. So the 1985 is sort of a close second, and they're harder to find, the 1985s, and that's why I mentioned it at the start, because it's a bit older, and more of them have probably gone missing over time, and that's probably why they're a bit harder to find. But there's plenty of dates to look for, so let's see if we can snag one in this slot right here. Some other good dates are 1991 and 1997, two low mintage years. Was that 2013? 2018, that looked a little bit like an 8 until I sort of glistened it around. 2018 is a low mintage year as well. I just checked 2020. No, not 2020. 2022 you do want, but not the 20. 2019, if it's a 2019 and it's got the necklace on it, they are worth holding on to. $1.40 to $5. They made two different designs. The one with the Queen's image that looks like this, and there was a new image introduced that year as well. And they didn't make as many of the one with the necklace on the Queen, so keep your eye out for that. Ooh, I thought that was a 2011, just the way that the light was sort of shining on it initially. There's another 2019. So it was this image that you want on the 2019 coins. Only a few more chances to go. 1988, what do we got here? 2001. Let's do a little game on this one. Guess which year this one is. I'm going to guess, it looks fairly fresh, so I'm going to go about 2019. 1982. Jeez, I was a long way off. How did you go with your guess? I wasn't too flash. But yeah, this one here at the very start, on the end of the roll, fairly fresh, nice looking coin with the Lyrebird. Cool. Another day, another search. We've got some $1 coins to search for. We've got a fresh one on the end of this roll. We've got some kangaroos. Let's jump in, see what we've got. Hope you've been having a great day. Let's see what we've got in this lot right here. Whew. Coins. $1 coins. We'll see if we can find a Spewroo. A Spewroo is an error coin where there's metal on the back of a kangaroo, and it looks like the kangaroo above has had a little spew on top of the one below. So here we go. We'll zoom in. We'll see if we can find one of those in this lot right here. So the area we're looking, there's two spots that can occur. Just get my little pointer. So you can get a blob of metal on the back of this kangaroo through here. That's called a Spewroo. Or you can get a blob on the back of this kangaroo through here. So it's as like the top kangaroo's had a spew on the back of the kangaroo below. So let's go. We'll search. We'll see if we can find one of those. Bit of a mistake if we do find one. Oh, these ones. These can have a mistake too, called a rotation. Let's check it out. We'll see if we're lucky. Not lucky, but if this coin was rotated, a recent selling price range on these, $45 to $89. So for those new, so what you do is you hold it at the top and the bottom on this side so everything's upright. And when you turn it around, the Queen's nose is supposed to be pointing to 3 o'clock like that. Now, sometimes a mistake where the Queen's nose is pointing to a different direction when you turn it around. It's called a rotation, a bit of a mistake, and they're worth more to coin collectors. So that's what we look for. We look for mistakes and we look for the low mintage dates, the years where they didn't make as many coins, because they're usually worth more to coin collectors. And let's see how we go. We'll see if we can snag a few. Now this top one, it might have a little bit of extra metal on the back of that top. That's called a rabbit ears, when you've got a blob of metal through here. It looks a bit like a floppy type ears, like a rabbit's. And that's why the error is called that. These ones here, you can get a little bit of extra metal through the grooves on this design, but this one doesn't have it. Again, it's an error if it does have those extra bits of metal. 2015, this can have a missing leg. So this leg over here in the background, underneath the belly, it's just sort of showing on this one. You can see it under certain light. You can see it sort of glinting there under that light there. Sometimes it's totally missing, and that's worth more if you can find that. Another 2015, see if we can find the missing leg. I can see the leg glinting there underneath the third kangaroo. The top one, let's have a look. There's a little bit of, yeah, just a bit of dirt. That's why it's good to have a little toothpick to be able to sort of check to see if it's a blob of metal or if it's a bit of dirt. So it looked like a blob, but it was dirt. These 2019 coins, you look under the large kangaroo in this region down here. Some of them can have an A, a U, or an S, and a little 35 in this little void over here. So 35 years since Australia started producing $1 coins for circulation. So some of those 2019 coins have that, worth a little bit more. 2016. This one, I'm not sure where this one's been. Might have been in a well. Hopefully their dreams came true. Two coins to go. Last one, 2016. Now, they made a lot of coins in 2016, and they can have some of those errors. So what happens is you get those blobs of metal errors when the die, the piece of information that strikes the detail into the coin, that can wear down. And when it wears down, little bits can sort of wear away and break off, and that allows extra metal to appear on the coins in forms like little blobs of metal. So that's what you look for. Now, the 2016s are known for it. Checking the known sort of areas, and no, I'm not seeing any on that lot there. So there you go. From that little search, no keepers, but it's fun searching. Good luck with your searches. Hopefully you find some. Cool.